On this special edition of Lexington Now, responding to COVID-19. Welcome to Lexington Now. It's the week of March 23rd, 2020. I'm your host, Neil Noah. As the COVID-19 pandemic continues to evolve, the City of Lexington has taken steps to ensure the safety not only of our citizens, but also our employees, while still maintaining essential services. In this special edition of Lexington Now, we bring you the latest on how the city is responding. We begin with an appeal from the Coronavirus Response Fund to bring relief to the most vulnerable in our region.
Today, you are looking at a prime example of how Lexington gets through a crisis. We help each other, neighbor to neighbor, friend to friend, business to business, business to community. This is exactly how we do in emergency situations. As this crisis has unfolded with wave after wave of new restrictions, Lexington has answered with wave after wave of kindness and compassion. We've reached out in small ways, picking up dinner at a restaurant, helping an elderly neighbor, opening up parking spaces, and today we are reaching out in a very big way. Thank you to the businesses and organizations that are stepping up today to make life easier for thousands of people in Lexington, the Bluegrass, and Appalachia.
I can say for a fact that having a strong, unwavering leader at the helm of our local government helps us all keep our cool. These are extraordinary and uncertain times. And while we don't know yet the full ramifications of this pandemic, we do know this: under-resourced and vulnerable residents are being hit the hardest by the coronavirus. It's because of this that the United Way of the Bluegrass, in partnership with the Bluegrass Community Foundation, under the leadership of its CEO, Lisa Atkins, and the City of Lexington launched this effort last Friday. As of today, the Coronavirus Response Fund has raised over $175,000 to benefit local and regional organizations who are providing relief and response services to individuals across Central and Appalachia, Kentucky. Today, we'd like to thank and recognize our lead coalition partners, including Valvoline, Southland Christian Church, Toyota, Emmanuel Baptist Church, Alltech Foundation, Kentucky for Kentucky, the Matthew and Jenna Mitchell Foundation, and the Council of State Governments. These folks quickly and generously stepped in to help their neighbors and to support their communities during this critical time, and we're so grateful for their partnership. Special thanks to our coalition media partners, including iHeartMedia, Lexington, WKYT, Fox 56, and Smiley Pete Publishing. We believe in the power of philanthropy, and we know that our neighbors will continue to answer the call to help those less fortunate. We're pleased to announce that the first grant from the fund will be deployed this week to God's Pantry. And that's going to help secure an additional 40,000 prepackaged food boxes for those in need across the region. We will continue to award rapid response grants on a rolling basis over the next few weeks to agencies across the region and across the Bluegrass who are working on the front lines of this crisis, and to assist individuals, families, seniors, and our students. So on behalf of your United Way, the Bluegrass Community Foundation, we thank you for your ongoing support of this effort. We will get through this if we follow the neighbor helping neighbor model that Mayor Gorton herself has endorsed. Thank you very much.
Certainly, we have a lot of tough days in front of us, and the speed at which this has all happened has been pretty startling, and yet the speed at which our community is coming together has also been very impressive. And so I believe that when business partners with our churches, with our government agencies, and especially with our nonprofits, that we can make a very big difference. And this is a great opportunity for the leaders in our community to come together and make a difference for those who are going to be most in need here. in the days, weeks, and months ahead. So we're going to make an impact. We are going to get through this, and we're going to do it together.
So I want to thank Valvoline and all of our donors. You are offering hope and help to thousands of our people, and we deeply appreciate your support, all of you. To my fellow citizens, I would like to say, if you are still employed and looking for a way to help, here it is. To give online, just go to bgcf.givingfuel.com/coronavirus. Every single donation to the Coronavirus Response Fund, no matter how big or small, helps.
In times of crisis, emergency services may seem like the obvious place to turn for comfort and information. But as E911 Director Robert Stack tells us, there are better ways to stay informed.
Well, we want to save 911 for emergencies, not for questions. So if you have questions that are health related, certainly call your health care provider. The health department has published a number that you can call to speak to them about your symptoms and whether or not you should report for testing. So those kind of calls don't need to come to 911. The time you call 911 is when you need a response to your residence or business, and then we're going to send those responders. Now, well, the responders may choose to treat things a little differently, particularly on the police side. If you're wanting a police report, there is some possibility that an officer may call you on the phone and take it over the phone versus face-to-face taking a report. The officers will decide that on a case-by-case basis. So the public needs to be prepared. They might get a phone call after calling 911 that comes from an unlisted number or that it's blocked, and they should go ahead and try to take that call because it's more than likely either 911 calling back or an officer calling back. When somebody calls in with symptoms, say shortness of breath, breathing difficulties, or they're calling in because they have a virus and think they need to be transported to the hospital, we are letting first responders know that that's the scenario that they're being presented with so that they can take appropriate steps with personal protective equipment on arrival. Before they start assessing the patient, they're going to be able to don the proper attire before making contact with that patient. We are not asking those questions for all other calls. So if somebody calls, for example, and says they need a collision report or some other type of response, we're not asking a battery of questions about COVID-19. This is primarily for those that are flu-related symptoms or shortness of breath-related symptoms. Those are the ones that are getting the additional questions. We understand that people are worried in a situation like this, and there's plenty of numbers you can call if you're worried but well. Numbers like 311, 211, the health department, all have resources to be able to talk to you or refer you to somebody that can answer your questions. And I think most importantly is reserve 911 for the true emergency where you need a response to your residence or business, and just save those calls so that we can be available for true emergencies.
We also spoke with Assistant Chief Jason Wells of the Lexington Fire Department about the steps they have taken to ensure everyone's safety.
At the Lexington Fire Department, we've been monitoring the spread of COVID-19 for some time. Our first official department communication to the members went out on January 23rd, where we were just kind of filling our members in with everything that was happening. And then obviously, early March, the first case was confirmed in Kentucky. On March 16th, we did institute some more significant measures and changes, including canceling all staff meetings, limiting the traveling that happens from station to station with our members. We moved our roll call meetings to a virtual format, canceled all non-essential travel, and we were also asking our members to monitor their temperature and stay home if they're running any kind of fever at all. Also, we're undertaking a very thorough twice daily cleaning of all of our stations and facilities. So that's actually going to be for our members' protection as well as the public's protection. If we can prevent our members from getting and spreading the COVID virus, certainly then the public's at a much greater level of safety. Now, there are some changes the public might notice. One thing is that we have limited access to all of our Lexington Fire Department facilities and fire stations, except for emergency situations. So they are essentially closed to the public for tours and things like that. The other thing that the public might notice is our members are utilizing enhanced personal protective equipment. So they may see members of crews getting off of a truck in a gown, eye protection, a mask, things like that. That's not necessarily something to be alarmed about. It could be anything from flu-like symptoms to really anything, but we are stepping up our level of personal protective equipment to protect the public and to protect our members. So out of an abundance of caution, we're probably going to be dressed a little bit differently than normal. The final thing might be the questions that they are potentially asked when they call 911. We may ask a few more questions, and we certainly ask that if you're having any symptoms of COVID or any flu-like symptoms, really, to make sure that you note that when you call 911. It's possible that the dispatcher may ask you to come outside and meet us outside if possible.
When we come back, how some non-emergency essential services are responding.
Lexington is temporarily suspending collection of curbside yard waste. This temporary suspension is to help ensure we have the staff to continue weekly collection of trash and recycling. Please set your trash and recycling carts out on your regular collection day. You can help the employees collecting these materials by setting your carts out properly. Carts should be placed 3 feet from each other and other objects such as mailboxes and parked vehicles. Thanks for your help, Lexington, and stay well.
Welcome back to Lexington Now. Kendra Carter of LexCall, the city's call center, updates us on their handling of the COVID-19 crisis.
LexCall is the centralized call center for your local city government services. So if you need to report a pothole, missed garbage collection, or a signal malfunction, you would give us a call. At this time, it really has not impacted our call volume. We attribute that to an excellent job that the governor and the mayor is currently doing with their communicating. And when we do get a call, it's basic general questions asking for the COVID hotline number or reiterating something that they have said. We're following the guidelines of the CDC, and that we would refer them to the Kentucky COVID hotline, which is 800-722-5725. I would say just follow the guidelines that's been provided to you in the recommendation, practice social distancing, wash your hands, and be safe.
For any information on city services, you can call LexCall at 311 or 425-2255. Anytime there is an outbreak of a viral pathogen, there may be concerns about our water supply. Susan Lancho reassures us about the safety and other questions.
My name is Susan Lancho, and I'm External Affairs Manager for Kentucky American Water. The top priority for Kentucky American Water is the safety of our customers, the community, and our employees. And so early on March 3rd, with information that was being distributed out about the COVID-19 virus, we took very swift and aggressive actions to start mitigating risks for our employees in the community. And we did that by doing things like travel restrictions, meeting restrictions, and so forth. And of course, those things have increased to this day. And so currently, our employees are, for the most part, working from home. For those employees who are required to be in the field or in the treatment plants, we're taking measures to comply with social distancing, et cetera, to keep them safe, keep them able to continue operating the system, and then of course to keep our customers safe too. So some of the other things that we're continuing to do is obviously monitor the updates that are being provided by the Center for Disease Control, as well as other federal, state, and local organizations. It's important to know for all Kentucky American Water customers that the drinking water treatment barriers that we use provide protection against the virus. We have filtration and disinfection that's used in the treatment process, and so these remove and or inactivate the virus, or other viruses. So our water continues to meet all state and federal drinking water guidelines. So your tap water at home continues to be a very good, convenient, healthy option for hydration. And so we know everyone needs to stay hydrated during these times especially, and so your tap water remains a great source of hydration for you, as well as obviously water to keep washing those hands with soap and water. We also want our customers to know that if for any reason your water was shut off previously, we are restoring your water service. And so we are just about finished with that process. Our crews are working as quickly as they can and safely as they can to do that. We're just about finished up. So if your water was turned off, it will be restored, and we're not conducting any shutoffs until further notice. We're also suspending any late fees, so customers should not worry about that in paying their bills, that there will be no late fees until further notice. In addition, our customer lobby at our Richmond Road location is now closed for customer payments. But if customers still want to pay their bill locally, they can do so using the drop box in front of the office building. That box is checked twice a day, once in the morning and once in the afternoon. And so those payments will be retrieved during the work week. They can also use a variety of other payment options available to them throughout the year, and all of those are available on our website at KentuckyAMWater.com, or they can call the 1-800 number for our customer service line, 1-800-678-6301, to learn about other options in their area, or they can check their water bill for also information about other payment options for their water bills. And our crews will continue to perform essential work. You may see them out in the field conducting various types of work, but we do ask all of our customers in the community to respect the social distancing measures that are in place. So they won't be able to chat with you and talk with you because they are trying to comply with those, and will do so. But if there's any follow-up for a customer regarding something we're doing in front of their home or business, we will follow up by phone call or a door hanger regarding that information. And then lastly, again, regarding the shutoffs and the restoration of service, that is not just for residential customers, that's for any customer. So if there are small businesses out there that are worried about their water service, we will not be shutting off water for any customer at this time. And so we appreciate everyone's support of our employees and their jobs. We're doing our very best to, again, maintain the social distancing efforts and to keep water flowing for our community during this very challenging time.
There have also been questions raised about waste collection during our state of emergency. Angela Poe talks about changes to pickup.
I'm Angela Poe. I'm a Senior Program Manager for Lexington's Department of Environmental Quality and Public Works, and I want to give you some updates on our waste collection services. So Friday, March 20th, we are going to close the electronic recycling center off for Sales Road temporarily to make sure that we have adequate staff for other essential duties that Waste Management does for the community. Also on Monday, March 23rd, we will no longer be collecting yard waste for an undetermined period of time. We want to make sure that we have enough drivers to provide regular collection of trash and recycling services, and so we will not be picking up yard waste for the foreseeable future. Lexington is committed to providing those essential city services like trash pickup. And obviously we've got the wastewater treatment plants going, and the traffic lights are still being managed. You know, even in all of this chaos, we are here to serve you, the citizens. To keep up to date, you can follow Live Green Lexington for information on our department. You can also check out the city website, lexingtonky.gov. We'll keep you updated on other changes and when those services come back. In the meantime, everybody take care, wash your hands.
The city has suspended regular meetings due to the pandemic until further notice. Stay tuned to Lex TV and check lexingtonky.gov for the latest on city business changes and cancellations. You can also check our website for the most up-to-date information on the city and other organizations' responses on our official COVID-19 response site. Simply click on the banner at the top of our homepage. Lex TV will also be bringing you any breaking news as it happens through the city's official live press updates. That's all for this week, but as always, you can keep up with us on social media, check out the latest traffic updates on Twitter at LexRex, or catch our live traffic cams on lexingtonky.gov. For all of us at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it for now.